Hello everyone and welcome back to Void Dwarf Studios. I am feeling knackered today. I've not been feeling all that well. Not COVID, don't worry. But yeah, I've just been feeling a bit under the weather. So if my voice sounds a little funny, yeah, it's that's probably why. Anyway though, I wanted to try and keep the momentum going, as I've been able to make videos on time for a change, and talk about the Tau Commander, title known in Low Gothic for these individuals, although the Tau themselves call them the Chasse-O and Chasse-E. Pronounce that as best you can. Essentially, these Tau commanders are leaders of what are known as hunter cadres. That's the basic equivalent of an army. Each one is a battle-scarred veteran, an insightful warrior in theory, and an incredibly dangerous opponent on the battlefield due to their levels of experience and tactical expertise. And don't forget the fact that they're in this lovely suit of Tau battlesuit armor, which can glide around the battlefield really quite quickly, get a hell out of dodge fast, and supply an awful amount of pain at distance with the various different types of systems and war gear you can give the damn thing. Now, a Tau commander is essentially the highest position a fire warrior from the Tau caste can reach. They will have served their time during all stages of the Tau system. So they'll have been a fire warrior first, and they'll also have moved through to pathfinders, stealth suits. They would have a wide variety of knowledge on their more heavy battle suits, such as the broadside. And it's only once a Tau commander gets used to a battle suit known as an XV8, that is when they can truly fly up the ranks and become a Chasse-3 and lead their own strike team of crisis battlesuits. And from there, they just continue going up the ladder until eventually they become a Tau commander's bodyguard, and this is when they go from the rank of Chasse-3 to a Chasse-E. This is the second highest rank that a Tau commander can actually reach. And to get to this level, this Tau has been around for quite a number of years and has survived some pretty unpleasant things. They have to prove themselves. To finally get to the Chasse-O, they have to perform some quite fantastic feats. They will often be employed to lead multiple cadre operations, larger scale campaigns, and they will form part of the Chasse-Ar-Tol, the Tau High Command. This is considered one of the greatest positions of honour a Tau warrior can obtain, and there are no shortcuts or exceptions to get to this rank. If you want to get to this position, you start from the very bottom, being one of the lovely little fire warriors, and you go through every single kind of rank and role in the army imaginable until you get to this point. Once you get here, you will have a vast knowledge and understanding of all the different types of units and formations within the Tau Hunter cadres, meaning that you should, in theory at least, have a good knowledge on how best to utilize the tools to your disposal. And this is one of the few kind of Tau positions where you can, in theory, retire. Once a Chasse-O has served for long enough, he can choose to either retire from active service, joining a high council of advisors who are part of the Tau political and tactical division, often speaking directly to the ethereals, although this is something that Tau commanders don't tend to enjoy, as the fire caste of the Tau are a bit more hot-headed and don't like the political games that the ethereals are often known to do, and instead they will more often than not continue to re-enlist as a Tau commander, always in service of the greater good, and, well, typically speaking, they serve until death. However, a Tau commander who grows too old for his position can be asked to permanently join the Tau Military High Command, and in this department they will be employed to direct the larger campaigns, where their wisdom will be more useful, and their slower reflexes in their Tau battlesuits will be less of a hindrance. But it is a very rare exception for a Tau to reach this position. We're talking about a Tau who's been in service for a very, very, very long time, and has survived through all of these positions with most of his features intact. And the level of the command that a Tau commander will actually have very much depends on how senior they are. A newbie Tau commander might be given a very small complement of troops, more to demonstrate what they can and can't achieve with the resources at hand, whereas a Tau commander with a vast knowledge will of course be given an entire hunter cadre, and vast resources and troops to do with whatever he can. Or she, to be fair. In these scenarios where there are multiple commanders, what tends to happen is that the senior commander will take overall, command, I'm saying commander a lot in this video, will take overall command, and the lesser Tau commanders will be in charge of various detachments. and they will of course submit themselves to the Chass-O, to the senior Chass-O. Tau commanders, unlike many in the Imperial Guard, tend to prefer to actually lead their troops from the front. This normally, especially in the 41st millennium, would be a terrible plan because there are so many ways to die very quickly and very painfully in the 41st millennium, but it's because of the use of the Tau battlesuits that provides them with the protection and firepower as well as the various operating systems to allow them to get the hell out of Dodge really, really fast. And because the Tau commanders come with their bodyguards and shield drones who keep them pretty well protected, it has to be a very fatal mistake for a Tau commander to get in over his head, or at the very least he has to have done something seriously wrong in his preparations to not be able to get out of Dodge. Tau commanders do not believe in throwing troops away needlessly. They would much rather continue a fighting retreat than actually throw themselves into a melee that, well, let's just say Tau and melee is kind of a bit of an oxymoron. You don't really want to get Tau into melee, it's just not a good idea. And because of this need for a balanced approach, Tau commanders employ a particular type of battlesuit, known as an XV-8 Crisis battlesuit. The Crisis battlesuit is the most balanced out of all of the various battlesuits on offer. It can be given various forms of specialized issue war gear, support systems, and it's also more than capable of moving really fast thanks to its fantastic thruster technology. Additional upgrades include multi-trackers, homing beacons, shield generators, black sun filters, essentially a form of advanced optical systems for enhanced magnification, and thanks to its dense nanocrystalline alloy known as FETAC, this very, very durable and highly advanced metal is not only malleable but highly resistant to corrosion, and the armour's shape is generally designed to help deflect solid projectiles. It has been compared to ceramite from Space Marine armour, so, that's as tough as it gets for most of the Imperials, and it's a pretty handy defence. Each one of these crisis suits has a jetpack, allowing for increased mobility, essential for a Tau commander, as you want to move around as fast as you can without getting stuck in combat, and also it helps them descend slower when they have to drop from orbit, via, transport aircraft and such. And whilst I wouldn't encourage you to get into close combat with an XV-8 Crisis battlesuit, because of the enhanced strength that the suit naturally gives, you can certainly punch a few humans and make their skulls go pop. And with the various weapons on hand, you have plenty of options, including a fragmentation projector. Essentially, it's a form of a fragmentation grenade. You can have a burst cannon, which is one of the standard Tau pulse weapons, a multi-barreled gun that has a very high rate of fire, cyclonic ion blasters, essentially a plasma weapon, which is very, very dangerous, but more reliable because, the Tau, flamers, fusion blasters, which are melter-based weapons, missile pods, and plasma rifles, essentially a much more upgraded version of the plasma gun the Imperials have. And then you can of course have what is known as twin-linked battlesuit weapons, allowing you to have, twin-linked weapons. You have one on either shoulder, and it means that you just get that extra rate of firepower. And of course, a Tau commander is not complete unless he has his wonderful, wonderful drones. And these can be given all kinds of various upgrades, although the most standard variant is that you have shield drones that give you extra defenses. Put simply, a Tau commander inside of an XV-8 is one of the most balanced weapons of war that the Tau can get their hands on. It's reliable, it's adjustable, it's highly maneuverable, and it means that the commander can be exactly where he wants to be without getting into some, serious trouble. And at the end of the day, that is exactly what a Tau commander is meant to do. As they lead from the front and lead from example, it is their job to make sure that the fiercest of the fighting is where they are, and it allows them to be most effective at getting across the battlefield. The Tau method of warfare is, quite simply, one of maneuver warfare. If a Tau commander cannot maneuver fast enough, then more often than not the Tau tend to struggle, especially against the Imperium, who are masters when it comes to dogged defense and, dogged attacking, shall we say. And Space Marines are a bit of a challenge for the Tau, although they still can outmaneuver them on most days. But at the end of the day, so long as the Tau commander has access to this suit, a bunch of wonderful bodyguards surrounding him, and the ability to move around the battlefield as he pleases, it's very, very hard for opponents to pin down this particular unit. And because of this, it tends to mean that Tau commanders love warfare on big open grounds, or at the very least with room to move around. And the way you should employ these is pretty much just as I've described. The Tau commander with his bodyguard are meant to be there to get rid of the most serious threat to your army. You must use them in a way that allows you to jump in, fire all your guns as fast as you can, and then jump out as fast as possible. Tau do not do well when they are forced to stand still. It is always imperative that you're moving away or around the enemy. If you try and stand still and take the brunt of the impact, most armies you encounter are going to eat you for breakfast. Even with your heavy firepower, you're still not going to be much good in close combat, and even in a battlesuit, whilst this does give you a good advantage over the average human, Space Marines are going to have fun with you. So yeah, do not, under any circumstances, allow yourself to get stuck in combat. That would be my suggestion at the very least. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I will keep on going as best as I can, and I look forward to hearing from you all soon. Please feel free to check out the Facebook page, Patreon, and check me out on Instagram when I put various models that I finally managed to get time to paint on. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Take care, everyone.